Hey there, YouTube land, and today Arrow made their big announcements. The October slate that is coming out, and nobody kind of like, I don't think anybody had any real idea. We kind of thought that they'd announced a Hellraiser Blu-ray, and they did. They announced it. Well, they announced it some epic stuff. So we're going to talk about that. But first, we'll start off with the first thing. I don't think you can see it like that, but it's Koji Yoshihida's Love and Anarchism, a limited edition dual format DVD Blu-ray set, and it looks like a big set there. It's got a let's go. Let's see what's got here. Yoshida or the explosion of the story. Newly filmed discussions of Eros plus Massacre. Okay, full disclosure. No clue about this film. I'll probably buy it because it's a limited edition Arrow, and I like Japanese filmmaking, and I gotta ask my better half because she might know what this is. Do you know what it is? Okay, well, it's amazing though. It is a beautiful looking set. Let me see if I can get you guys to see it here. It's really pink. See how pink that is? I'm not sure. You can't really. Well, trust me, it's very pink, and it's got a pretty Japanese girl on it. So, and it's limited edition. It's Arrow. But let's get into the stuff that I do know about a bit more. So, they also announced, before we get into anything else, they're going to be taking two of the, oh my god, I gotta get his name right, Valerin Borokaskis? I'm not even going to try. Anyway, Immortal Tales and The Beast are going to be released here in North America. So that's a big for people that are into his films. Immortal Tales, maybe. The Beast, I'm not so sure. I kind of remember seeing it a long time ago. It was kind of a weird, unique film. I'm really much rather grab Dr. Jekyll and Miss Osborne from that one. I think that's the name of the title. But let's get into the meat of this one here. And first off, there's, and yeah, I was really kind of surprised. This is one I don't think anybody saw coming. And it's Tenderness of the Wolf. It's a Uli Lummel picture. And if you know Uli Lummel, basically, he's the guy that did the Boogeyman. And if you haven't seen the Boogeyman, you really should. It's something to experience. And part 2 is as well, where Uli Lummel, the director, acts in. Now, Uli Lummel, in later years, has done a lot of movies about, like, he did a lot of movies about, like, real-life serial killers and stuff like that. Kind of, like, dramatize them. No, in a way, this is probably, I guess, the start of that whole thing. Because this is a bit like the vampire of, oh, God. I know this is a true murder story that he's doing here. And it's done in Uli Lummel's unique style. You either like Uli Lummel or you don't. So this is one that I got to look more into. But the box cover is so gorgeous that I just might have to get it no matter what. It looks pretty awesome. Next up is the one that's wouldn't matter if I showed you the box or not. We still would know what it looked like, and neither will I because they don't have the artwork shown yet. And it's really interesting. It is a 3-disc collector's edition, a special edition of Dario Argento's classic film Deep Red, otherwise known as Profondo Rosso. It is an amazing giallo film. If you haven't seen it, it's really, really one of the epic ones. It's one of the ones that's up there. When you talk about the giallo genre, hey, the Gigi, there, we'll go with that, the Gigi, then Deep Red is probably one of the greatest of all time. It's such a simple story. Basically, he's walking home. He looks up at a window, and he sees a girl murdered. Not only does he see it, but he sees the killer when he runs into the house. And how does he see the killer? He doesn't know, and neither do we really until near the end of the film. Watch really closely, and you'll be able to figure it out. Dario Argento plays fair with his films. The clues are there for you to see who the killer is, to catch the killer. He gives you really good clues, but he also immerses you in such an artistic, fantastic world that bleeds colors and just has such amazing music. Whether he's working with Goblin or Ennio Morricone or Pino, just no matter who he's working with, he just brings an amazing score, amazing visuals, and Deep Red is pretty much the if you know Dario Argento from Suspiria, which a lot of people do, they know Suspiria, and it's kind of like the fantasy one, it's very beautiful, it's very colorful, then, well, Deep Red is considered that on that level. Suspiria is like the fantasy horror level, like up here, and Deep Red is considered the giallo level up here. Basically, those are the two big ones. There's a really disturbing scene with kind of this like dummy in Deep Red that really freaks freaks me out, and it still bothers me today. So whenever I'm like reading or watching that, and he did a similar thing with a little kid in the movie Phenomenon, where he makes these really strange, grotesque looking. Uh, anyway, Deep Red is not only going to have the Blu-ray disc and the international, the shorter cut. Actually, it's going to be neat because you'll have the original cut that runs like, I think it's 120 something minutes. Let's say 120, 140. What's it run? It is going to run 127 minutes. You're going to have the international theatrical cut, which is going to run at 105 minutes. But you're also going to get a 28-track CD soundtrack, and with Goblin, and just amazing. So if you've never heard Goblin's music, just YouTube some, check it out. They did some really great stuff with working with this one here, working with movies like Tenebrae, and just Goblin's amazing. You're going to want it for the soundtrack. It's going to be a limited edition. It's going to be gangster, and it's going to be like postcards and everything's going to be inside this thing. I want this. I have the Blu-ray now of Deep Red in my collection, my Arrow collection. I actually loaned it out to my son so he could watch it with his friend, and because he wanted him to see if he could catch who the killer was. It's amazing. I'm really excited to see this one come out. So next up, we got Fulci coming in here. And not just Fulci, but also Sergio Martino. If you watched my eBay unboxing yesterday, you see that one of the movies I unboxed was one of my favorite giallos of all time, bar none, and that is Torso. Torso is just an amazing film. Sergio Martino did that. Sergio Martino did a lot of different style of films. Like many Italian directors in his day, he pretty much caught on and did whatever was popular at the time. It could be like westerns, like shark movies, doesn't matter. He would do it. And he was kind of like a workman style director who did some really great stuff. Torso is one of my favorite giallos of all time. And now we got the Black Cat set coming out by Sergio Martino and Lucio Fulci. Both Black Cat versions. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's rewind that. Both versions of the Black Cat on the set here. We got Mimsy Farmer, David Warbook, Patrick McGee. Incredible stuff. So, what does it include? You're going to have new restorations of these films, 80-page books. You're going to have all kinds of like features. These are some big sets that are coming. They're all coming around in October. And I need them all. I do. I just need to have them all. They're for me. Arrow, you spoke to me. You got inside my dreams and made me dream and happy and stuff. But that's not the biggest one. The biggest one is next. The biggest one is the one that I'm going to be excited about. If you watch my channel very often, you're going to know that this is huge for me, especially for me. When I opened up one of my Arrows a while back during the last sale, when I was doing it, I got this postcard, and it showed pretty simple. It was just regular cover for Hellraiser, and anybody that saw my video burn then knows I flipped. I was so excited to see that Hellraiser was going to come on Blu-ray with a bunch of really good features, because I got the Anchor Bay Hellraiser, and this is severely, severely needing of an upgrade. And man, did he ever go overboard. So right there, you can see this. See, this one comes out clearly because this is awesomeness. This is pure glory. The Scarlet Box. Hellraiser 1, 2, and 3. The original trilogy Hellraiser on Blu-ray. This is basically all the good Hellraiser before it went really shitty. There would only be one more Hellraiser that would become a theater Hellraiser, and that is Bloodlines. And the less we can say about Bloodlines, the better. Because fuck Joe Chappelle. I hate Joe Chappelle. This is the director that he's done some CSI now, but Halloween 6. Fuck Joe Chappelle. Okay, now back to the news. The Scarlet Box looks to be freaking awesome. We've got all 3 films on here. We have an amazing 200 hardbound book. So if you've got the Vincent Price set, then you're going to sit and know what the book is like. So I mean, one of those really high quality hardcover books that they do so well, and it's got some amazing stuff. It's got documentaries on the Hellraiser trilogy, basically talking about all the films. It's going to be talking about got features, new commentaries, new scans of each of the films. We got some amazing. I'm in heaven. This is the set. I mean, like, if this wasn't coming out in October, this would be my Christmas gift. But don't think of that, because this is my October gift. This is my Halloween gift. So So let's go through the features because I really got to, because this is really, really great, big, huge news. For me, this is right up there with Nightbreed, with the Six Gothic Tales, with the Halloween sets. Just, it's incredible stuff. You know, just recently I did a review, actually not a review, I went out, I bought some movies, and one of the ones that I picked up was, where's it at? It's here somewhere. Anyway, I picked up like 5, 6, and 7 of Hellraiser on like a basically on one disc set because I want to get the Blu-ray of it down the road. But for now, I wanted to watch it. I wanted to see them again. I like the Hellraiser films. I think they're fun. They're not the high quality films that these first 3 are, but they're still fun films. I recently did a 31 horror movies of the 80s where I showed 31 films that I really loved, that really influenced me when I was growing up. Stuff I like to watch and I watch over and over again. And if you watch that video, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It's actually, I spent a lot of time working on that video. And it's Hellraiser is one of the ones that I talked about on that during the video. So let's get into the features, the meat, the bones, what's in this. So we got brand new 2K restorations of Hellraiser, Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, and Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. I really like Hell on Earth. My son Matthew, not a big fan of it. We debate that one, but I really did like it. I thought it was a fun movie. We got Hellraiser Evolutions, a brand new documentary looking at the evolution of the hit horror franchise and its enduring legacy. That is cool. That is really cool. We're going to get a big documentary on that. Audio commentaries for all 3 of the films. Hours of archival material. We're going to have EPK kits there. We're going to have interviews, all kinds of stuff, trailers, TV spots, radio spots, all stuff that you've seen on any other release, whether it be DVD or Blu-ray. I think they're going to be grabbing all that stuff, trying to get as much of that as possible and a lot of different stuff. I love the EPK press kits, not a lot of electronic press kits. A lot of people kind of watch those now, but I do kind of find them fun. There was one on Fright Night, and it had like different versions of the song, the video, and had like interviews with the cast and like just different promotional stuff. Just really cool stuff. So there's going to be a lot of that stuff on there as well. We got Clive Barker early short films, Solemn and The Forbidden, and I really want to see those. Exclusive 200-page book with new writings on Hellraiser and the Barker universe from Barker archivists Phil and Sarah Stokes. Contains chapters of Barker's early works, the genesis of the production of the first 3 films, consideration of the development of the character Pinhead, a look at Penn's latest incarnation in the Scarlet Gospels. My son is actually reading that book right now. All illustrated with the wealthy production stills, unseen material from Barker Archive, exclusive limited edition packaging with expansive new artwork, and much more to be announced. So that's not all. That's what they've announced so far. The documentaries, the commentaries, the EPK kits, the huge box sets, the new restorations. It is incredible. I am so excited about this here right now. I cannot... They got me. I mean, like, Arrow's got me. I mean, I'm not going to be partaking in the Criterion sale this time around. Because really, I can't afford it. Money's tight, and that's the way it is. I wanted to pick up Don't Look Now. I was going to pick up Watership Down, but that'll come around. They'll be there. I'll get them. And I was kind of bummed about it. And then I saw this, and I have something to look forward to. Something really awesome that I want, and I've wanted for a long time, that is going to be out there in a limited edition in October that I know I have the time and the effort to save for, because Arrow does the nice thing of announcing it now, giving me the time to get up the bones for these here, because these are ones that I'm going to really want. I know that right up there with Nightbreed, right up there with my Society, with my Texas Chainsaw, Arrows is going to be there. Arrows Hellraiser box set. That is amazing. So we got Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven set. Definitely want that. I'm a Fulci fan. I'm a Martino fan. This is going to be a really cool set. There's going to be a book with that, 80-page book. We got the Deep Red, the three disc. One of them is a CD soundtrack. Grindhouse Releasing does it all the time. They're putting in CD soundtracks with the Beyond. I've got a really good edition of Beyond on Arrow, but I almost rebought it again for the 3rd time just to get that soundtrack. But yeah, I couldn't do that. This I can do. It's Goblin. It'll be my first Goblin soundtrack. I didn't get the Suspiria one when it was out. That was the 3-disc. I got the 2-disc one. I'm waiting for the Blu-ray to come out. I'm hoping that they'll have a soundtrack with it as well. But I'm very excited to get Deep Red 3-disc CD soundtrack. Great news. Transfer coming out. That's going to be awesome. The Yoshida thing. I guess it's really good, guys. I'm sure Dean, probably. Dean of DVD. Great guy on here. Like, he's like him and He's like the Criterion guy. I think him and Parsnip got like a bunch of this type of stuff. So I'm sure either Dean or Parsnip or one of those guys uh, are gonna know exactly who this dude is. Maybe Leroy Green because he watches a lot of these like uh, stuff. So, but I don't know. But it looks really good. And if it's good enough and you guys tell me about it, maybe it'll be something that I'll pick up and I'll unbox down the road. So, and we got The Tenderness of the Wolf. It's Uli Lommel. That's got a place. It doesn't excite me the way that the other ones excite me, but I'm sure there's people on here that's going to say, I got to get that. I got to get the Lommel. Lommel's, I don't know, man. I watched I got sit through the Boogeyman. If you were here and been on my channel for a long time, then you probably saw when I reviewed the 3 Boogeyman films. Because I did. Me and my better half actually sat down and we marathoned the whole thing. It was epically painful. And after each film, I came on here, I did my honest, straightforward review, and I sat through it for all the people that were there at the beginning when I was actually starting to do reviews, when I had like maybe 50 or 100 subscribers. Thank you for actually like going with me to actually watch these Boogeyman films. I actually now own the first one on Blu-ray on from 88 Films, and I'm glad I do. Actually, it's a fun film. I think it's there's a lot in there. Uli Lommel was an. It's hard to like. I don't know a lot about Tenderness of the Wolf. We're gonna have to find out something. Well, on here, let's do it. Let's go back. Let's look at this and see what we got here. It's a beautiful cover. It's a gorgeous cover. I know you can't see it because the glare on my TV is kind of like insane. But so we got Werner Fassbinder worked on with that with him. Okay. So the case that is here was what inspired M, the movie with Peter Lorre. Of course, this is on years after M, but I mean like the actual case is what inspired by it. It's the Butcher of Hanover, the Vampire of Hanover, a German serial killer responsible for the murder of 24 boys and a young man during the so-called years of crisis between the war. And there's a brand new in-depth interview with Uli Lommel, a brand new interview with director of photography Jürgen Jergs. Actually, yeah, I would buy it for the Lommel interview alone. And that is an interesting story. Is the Vampire of Hanover. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Kind of a bleak film, but it's a true life murder story. So it'd be interesting to see what he does with it. Like, I'm not saying interesting a lot. Like, you know, if this was Pee-wee's Playhouse, that would be the word of the day right now. But I really do think that it's going to be a decent one to pick up. It's not going to be for everybody. This is going to be one that's going to be picked up by some people, and they're going to be like, you know, it's either going to pick it up because they're a fan of Lummel's, or you know, they haven't seen it around, or it's a curio that they want to have. But for me, still, the big thing for me is, well, Hellraiser. I love this movie. This is my limited edition tin of Hellraiser that I bought to support a documentary about Evil Dead fans, actually, that was being made in, well, it was a company in Montreal, I think, that were putting together this Hail to the Deadites. I'm not sure if it's been completed yet or not. I gotta check that out, but they were selling movies and stuff there. And so I bought, one of the ones I bought was this one here, this limited edition tin of Hellraiser. And I'm a huge fan. And this has like the DVD editions of Hellraiser 1 and 2 on it. So more than likely you're going to see that whatever features are on this here are going to probably be on that with a ton of other stuff. Newly remastered, and this so needs remastering so badly. Here, and then the close up on my shirt for a second while I put that back. But Hellraiser, guys, the Scarlet Box, 1, 2, and 3. Go out and read the Scarlet Gospels. Check it out. I mean, like, if you haven't seen it yet, it's definitely worth reading. My son's reading it now. I'm going to get his copy and probably read his afterwards. And then, if I like it a lot, maybe I'll buy my own, because I really do like the work of Clive Barker. When I was younger, I was kind of turned on to Clive Barker at an early age, and I read a lot of his stuff, and I got into his films, and it was one like, just like got into like King and Lovecraft and like a lot of those guys. Clive Barker was one of those, what I consider like visionaries. Him and Neil Gaiman were two of the big visionary writers of the modern era. And of course, we have the Deep Red, and we've got Edgar Allan Poe's double pack with the two. What are they again? I totally forgot now. Black Cat. Yes, Black Cat Blu-rays. It's incredible. I'm super stoked. I'm super excited. So I came home today and I was going to make my video right away. I'm like, no, I'm going to collect my thoughts. And this video is going to become, I'm going to make the video very, very straightforward and just talk about the movies a little bit and just really get a serious discussion going about these new Arrow releases that are coming out in October. But guys, it is Hellraiser, the Scarlet Box, 1, 2, and 3. I am sorry, it is Hellraiser, and I am so in my utter glee. This was like last year when I found out about the Halloween set that I never thought was going to happen. Never thought it was going to happen. And I got it on my shelf right now. You can see it. See it? It's right there. When Nightbreed came out, the version nobody thought they were ever going to see. Over there. Thank you, Parsnip, by the way. That was amazing. And my Six Gothic Tales, my better half surprised me with that one. I had no idea that was coming. That was an amazing set. Just such Society, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but now a biggie for me, right up there with Halloween, right up there with all those, is Hellraiser. Hellraiser 1. Hellraiser 2 Hellbound, and that's a really good story. You may think that Bayonet is the villain, but he's not really the villain in like a lot of in the early films. Claire is the villain. Frank is the villain. And you get to see the ugliness, not the Cenobites get to show the ugliness of human nature itself, and the ugly sides of passion, of lust, of greed, of want, and it's just fantastic filmmaking. This is Clive Barker's directorial debut, and it's a fantastic one. Then we go to the second film, and it's amazing, and it doesn't top it. It's definitely right on there, right on the par with that one. And although three is a great film, I don't think 3 really gets up to the part of 1 and 2, but a film on its own, it's another amazing story. Doug Bradley, you can see a lot more of him in part 3, and you get to see a lot of different stuff. I'm really excited. So again, this is the point. I'll just leave the video right here before I fanboy gush too late, I think, for that. But Hellraiser, the Scarlet Box. Oh yeah, and the other ones. Yeah, the other ones. The Moral Tales is coming to North America, and The Beast is coming to North America. Both of those are films by a great cult director, so definitely worth checking out. He's does very good cinematography-wise and a lot of different stuff like that. If you like that, know that those films will have some heavy doses of sexuality in them, so they're not for younger children, but and I mean very heavy, not like you would see here. Even on like in the R-rated stuff. This is more of a heavier stuff. So, just know that a lot of these things have some really different and unique stuff. The Beast, especially because it I know it's kind of does a Beauty and the Beast type of thing, but still there's a whole aspects of of I guess bestiality in a way, even though it's a fictional creature, but still there's some strangeness to the film. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so is there actually, no, I don't think there's actually any bestiality in the film. I think it's just the creature. Anyway, those 2 films as well, which will be awesome, and I may pick them up down the road. Probably not, from the look of her face, probably not right away, but down the road. However, you do know that Hellraiser, yes. The Black Cat set, yes. The Deep Red set, yes. Deep Red was one of the very first Argento films that I watched in the theater. I remember going there, and at the time, the theater was giving it posters, because where I went to this theater down in my area. It's like a small theater, and we didn't get a lot of the first run movies. What we would get was a lot of Japanese stuff. So I've seen a lot of like Oriental films, Asian films, and we get a lot of like Italian horror giallos and all this type of stuff, and slashers, and basically the cheap stuff, the stuff you could get for really, really dirt cheap. That's what we would get in. So I knew who Jackie Chan was before Jackie Chan came over here and became famous with the movies they would do later on, those crossover movies that he did. After he came over first and he did like a movie and it failed, and then he came back years later and did Rumble in the Bronx and became a big crossover star overnight. I'd grown up watching Jackie Chan on theater screens, and Argento as well. Argento was one of the ones I saw Deep Red, and of course it was years after Deep Red had come out, but I was still very young. They had like posters, that they were handing out at the door when you went in. When you went in, or when you went in, I think, which is kind of awkward because you had to go with the poster for the rest of the night. And sometimes you have one when you went out as well. I remember, I think I got Humongous that way. Really got to get that movie, by the way. So there we go, guys. A lot of amazing stuff. Oh, and the Japanese box set. Tell me about it. School me. I may be the professor, but there's lots of things that the professor needs to know and learn. And that's what's really cool about this, as I get to watch all you guys' videos and talk back and forth to you here. And you guys teach me stuff the way that I want to teach you stuff about the stuff that I'm passionate about. So it's a copacetic kind of thing going on. Is that the right word I'm looking for? Maybe not. It's not the word I'm looking for. But you know what? I don't care, because the Scarlet Box. It's all coming back to the box. That Scarlet Box that I lust for. Thanks for watching, guys. For me right now, it's time for tea, and October comes soon. Look up and to see the great Pin Lord in the sky, Buddy the Phantom, their great friend, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and I have such sights to show. I have such sights to show you. Yeah, I was going to do that really cool, and I was going to use a painted voice. It's going to be awesome, but back again. Scarlet Box. That's what I'm blaming it on. It's awesome. Arrow announcements are awesome. Go over to Facebook. Check it out. Check out Arrow's website at arrowvideo.co.uk. Awesome stuff. Get ready for some amazing stuff for Halloween this year. The Hellraiser original trilogy in Blu-ray. Gotta have it. Thanks for watching, guys. And with 26 minutes of rambling, mostly about Clive Barker, who I dearly love. Lauren, I know this is going to be a big one for you. I am out of here. Have a great night.